The garden is complete chaos right now, and honestly, I kind of feel like quitting. Hey, it's Phil from Earth Nails and Tails, gardening here in my backyard, Virginia Zone 7B. And I think we can all agree that we grow our vegetable gardens to grow an abundance of homegrown produce, not a ton of weeds. But even though we try our best to keep our gardens weed-free and under control, nature always finds her way. And let's face it, we all love to garden, but we also have other responsibilities like our jobs, families, things that just put the garden on the back burner, and that's okay. The garden may be a mess, and you may be feeling a little disheartened or overwhelmed, but we're gonna get through this together. I'm going to show you a variety of methods to combat the overgrown garden, and we're going to see which ones are the easiest and most effective to apply so you can take back control of your garden. Many gardeners jump in and just start hand weeding. Some enjoy it while others dread it. And if you're a busy bee, it can seem like a real burden to your time, especially when you rather be harvesting veggies than those nagging weeds. Hand weeding is a great way to stay on top of and really manage your garden. You can do it in a few minutes each day, but when you start missing a day or two, or even a week, the garden can start looking like this pretty quickly. So I've got some even better strategies to save you time, the frustration, and honestly, some are even better for the garden. Many gardeners' first instincts, and what we've seen plenty used in the past, is a tiller. They're honestly pretty affordable, efficient, and you can visually see the impact that it's having on the garden instantly, which makes the job really satisfying and enjoyable. But we have learned in recent years that it can be one of the most detrimental things that we can do to our soil in regards to our soil's health. Now, I'm not going to be using my tiller for my garden beds, but my heavily mulched and weedy pathways. I've been using mulch for my pathways for years, and as it breaks down, it creates some pretty amazing soil. And it actually does a pretty fantastic job of smothering out the weeds when you apply it in a thick layer. But as it does break down into that rich soil, the weeds just become inevitable. The tiller actually runs through the 6 to 8 inches of mulch pretty easily and takes all of the weeds with it on the way. And when the mulch and the weeds mix together, it actually kickstarts the composting process, helping us to build that amazing soil. I'm always looking for ideas to create beautiful and effective pathways throughout my gardens. So if you have a way that you have truly found success, make sure you drop them down in the comments. But for this scenario, I really feel like the tiller does such a fantastic job effortlessly and efficiently restoring these mulch pathways. Even though the tiller did a pretty amazing job at clearing out the main portions of the pathways, it still missed some pieces here and there, and especially along the borders of my garden beds. I've also got drip irrigation lines running to all of my raised beds underneath my mulch pathways. So I can't just go willy-nilly with the tiller. I've got to use some more precise methods. First is the weed whacker. It's a pretty great tool, but everyone has its disadvantages. I mean, it does a great job clearing that surface level vegetation, but you've still got to be careful around your drip irrigation lines and your metal and wooden raised beds. You don't want it chipping off that protective layer or just reducing the overall integrity of your raised beds. And it doesn't really do that great of a job getting below the surface and really taking out the root of the weed, which means it's probably going to grow back eventually. On the other hand, you've got your hose and rakes, as well as your stirrup or hula hose. These are really great for breaking that ground layer and getting to the roots of the plants. But again, you've got to be careful with these around your raised beds and your drip irrigation lines, and they're obviously going to take a little more effort. And last but not least, and probably the most fun for me, is the propane or torch weeder. This thing is extremely powerful and targeted, and honestly really great for rocky mulched applications. You can use this in your mulched pathways, like your wood chip mulch pathways as well. Just please be very careful that you don't start any fires. I would recommend doing this after a rain, or just have a hose or a fire extinguisher on hand just in case things get out of control. We're here to clean up our gardens. Please don't be starting any forest fires. And you can honestly work through these garden beds pretty effectively and efficiently while maintaining the health of your soil as well as your plants. As the saying goes, the right tool makes for easy work. And honestly, I'm probably gonna use or continue to use all of these in their respective applications. To me, nothing beats the tiller, especially for my mulch pathways, but again, I'm not gonna be using them in my raised beds because I wanna do the best that I can to preserve my soil health. For my weed whacker, I think it's great to define pathways and edges, but it's really not that great at actually removing the weeds and keep them from coming back. In terms of really getting to the root of the problem, see what I did there? I really love the stirrup hoe. It does a great job of actually getting underneath that base layer of soil and really uprooting the whole weed and really keeping it from coming back. And the even more accurate option, especially close to those raised beds or those garden beds, is that rake hoe combination. It's just so much more accurate, and I can really dig and get underneath that soil and even pull out those bigger weeds that this hula hoe can't even reach. And that's really gonna help me finish the job and create that nice, clean, neat garden beds and pathways that I'm looking for. I guess you could always have the chickens come in and have them do the work for you too. You can have all of the right tools for the job, but once you start getting garden beds that look like this, it kind of changes your plan of attack. Weeds take up a lot of energy from the garden, and that's why we want to remove them as soon as possible. It will always be nature's goal to keep the soil covered, healthy, and productive. Ripping anything out of the garden can cause setbacks in the soil. It disrupts soil life, the food web, and even stresses out your plant's roots. It's always best to leave the whole plant intact. And yes, that means even the weeds. But if we want to prevent them from coming back, how do we actually do? Or you can just have the chickens do it for you. A great way to do this is to actually take a heavy board, a rod, a stick, a metal pole, and tamp down all of the vegetation. This will cause all of the foliage to begin to die back, and then we'll seal the deal by covering all of this with a heavy tarp. We'll leave this on for about a week, and then all the weeds will die and turn into a beautiful mulch for our soil. I already started this process on this garden bed with some cardboard, and as you can see, all of the weeds have died back. So instead of ripping out all of these weeds and disturbing the soil, we're keeping all of the nutrients that these weeds have taken up and putting it back into the soil, which is going to make it more fertile and help to grow better plants. All we have to do is pull some of this mulch away to expose the soil and plant our next round of crops. Now let's talk about mulching, which is probably one of the most important practices for maintaining a healthy and weed-free garden. Mulching serves multiple purposes, and when it's applied properly, it can save you a bunch of time and prevent you from having to perform all of those hardworking steps that we just did. A thick layer of mulch, about 3 to 4 inches thick, can block out the sunlight and prevent all of those weed seeds from germinating. Plus, it keeps the soil moist and helps to maintain the soil temperature, allowing you to have more predictable and consistent harvests, all while reducing the need for watering. Using mulch, like wood chips, leaves, or even grass clippings, not only reduces the amount of weed pressure in your garden, but also makes your soil more fertile as it decomposes. So as you can see, applying mulch has so many great benefits. And to me, it's honestly essential for promoting better yields and less frustration. We've tackled the weeds, restored order to the garden, and most importantly, we've learned a ton of tips to keep it that way. And most of us are going to have setbacks in the garden, and it's okay. The most important thing is that we keep pushing on and we learn the methods that work best for ourselves. because these are the things that we're always going to come back to, rely on, and keep applying in our garden for the most success. Thanks for coming along with me on this garden transformation video. And if you found these tips helpful, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and if you have any methods that have worked well for you, make sure you put them in the comments below. I truly hope to see all of your gardens come back to life, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.